What's up, guys? Jack DiBenedetto, BrickHousePower.com. I have some new IPF rule changes. What else is new, right? Arian put out a great video. I'm going to link his video in the description. It's long, but it's very, very detailed. He goes over all the rule changes, and it's a fantastic video. So go watch his video after you watch this. I'm just going to go over the video, the rules that really affect everybody from the IPF kind of down. It's gonna trickle down into the lower levels for sure. So the first rule change is the bar can't be lower than the rear delt. They word it a little different, but basically this rule has always been in effect when I started, and then they kind of just said screw it, as long as the person's standing straight up, we don't care, because it's kind of hard to see on people that don't really have a big shelf back there. They don't have really pronounced rear delts, and to judge between here, this the difference between this and this is hard to tell, especially when you're sitting on the side and there's spotters in the way. It's really about depth at that point. But now the French have really taken it and ran with that rule.
What he said. What he said.
And put the bar basically on the very tail end of their T-spine and squat. So leverages are basically being taken advantage of at that point. Pana is definitely one of them. He probably popularized it for sure, but that's besides the point. I kind of like this rule change because when you put the bar really low on the back, you're really low, like some of the lifters do. You're turning it almost into a hip lift, not an actual squat. So I like that aspect of it, but you better be ready to, as a judge, be ready to be able to enforce that rule the right way. So it's going to be a little difficult, right? Especially, like I said, with spotters and loaders in the way. And like Arian states in his video, are we talking about the top of the rear delt, the muscle belly, or the bottom end of the rear delt? Like, what can't you go below? So it's not really specified in the rules too clearly, but it's going to be interesting to see what happens, right? Especially with the French lifters that use that quite a bit. Let's see how that happens with them, and if they get much weaker in the squat, or if they just adapt and overcome and like nothing ever happened. All right, the next one for squat is you can't walk out to the front after your lift, right? And again, Arian makes a great point, and I made this point in one of my articles about how the sport needs to grow better, and it's all about the lifters being able to be themselves. And if you're not allowing the lifters to kind of come out in the front and let the media team do their job and take that picture and take those videos and show their character, you're not building the sport. You're kind of hiding. You're, hey, go away, go in the back and disappear. After your magnificent lift that you just did, your world record lift, or even if it is a lower level, state level lift, it doesn't matter. These people are putting in hard work, and they want to get the excitement of the crowd, and that's what it's all about, right? So that rule is kind of stupid. You're not getting in the way of anybody. You're not going to hurt anybody. It's just a really dumb rule put in by people that I feel like just want to tell people what to do. Really, that's it. That's kind of at the end of the day. Next one is the bench, to kind of counteract the elbow depth because people are arching so much. They put in the elbow depth rule. This rule is about thrusting off the chest or heaving. Lifters are kind of sinking down into their chest to kind of let their elbows get that elbow depth, right? And then they're throwing the bar up and getting that extension and turning the lift into a completely new starting position in the other part of the rule, where like wherever your shoulders start, that's where you got to finish the lift. You can't start here and then finish like throwing your body up, heaving the weight up. They're saying that's illegal now. That's an illegal lift. When I first started, again, 30 years ago, heaving was, it wasn't even a thing. No one really heaved. And then people started heaving, and then it was illegal. Then things got a little popular, and it wasn't illegal. And now it's illegal again. It's like, make up your damn mind. Is it illegal or not illegal? I mean, tell you the truth, it doesn't bother me to see it. If it's dead stopped on your chest, heave all you want. As long as your ass stays on the bench, who cares, right? All right, next rule is the deadlift rule, and this is the worst one, in my opinion. Now, this is straight from the rule book, and I quote, "Front bundle of the deltoid muscles should be placed behind the imaginary projection of the bar." I don't know who wrote this, but I don't think they've ever taken a biology, anatomy, any kind of class where you have to look at the human body, because the wording is horrible. That's one. Number two, they use a picture, an image to describe this, right? Basically, the front delts are behind the bar. If you are built to lift heavy weights, you have huge front delts. That's just what it is, right? When I was 231 and I was at my prime, I had massive front delts. And I wasn't alone. That's everybody from probably the 83 class all the way up. Huge front delts. There's no way you're standing erect and having your front delts behind the bar. You might be in line if you're lucky, but when I did it, my shoulders weren't front, and I wasn't leaned over. I was completely erect. You think these top level lifters, these people that are literally at the peak of their weight class with an enormous amount of muscle on them, are going to be able to shove their bodies backwards behind that bar? That's not how it works. It's not how biomechanics works. They're going to have to extend backwards to get that position. And now guess what happens? Now you're putting the lifter at risk of absolutely destroying the facet joints in their lower back. So, good job. Good job protecting the lifters there. Take that damn rule out before somebody gets hurt. Stupid.
God damn, there's a lot of stupid bastards walking around.
Next one is, you can't step over the bar after you deadlift. Again, you're just making the sport boring for everybody that's watching. Don't step over the bar. You might trip. God forbid you get the media team taking you and showing you to the world. You have to turn around and walk straight back into the background where nobody can see you. So we want to keep powerlifting in this tiny little circle, and so no one else can see it. But we want it to grow, but we don't want it to grow. Dumb rule. Take it out. Oh, and this is the one that has hit me and plenty of other people before me. This one is, you must leave the platform in a respectful manner, not harmful to the integrity to the sport. I'll tell you what, at the Arnold when I was competing, I got real excited because I missed my second, came back out, and got my third. And I was pumped. I was super pumped. I came out there and I was screaming. And I'm just a real energetic type lifter. I'm real emotional, and everybody that knew me knew that. And I'm on the platform and I screamed, "Hell yeah, let's go!" Right? I screamed at the top of my lungs. Come in the back, and they're like, you can't do that. If you yell again, we're going to kick you out. Kick you out of the Arnold, and we're going to take your membership and rip it up. Because I yelled, hell yeah. That's what I said to him. And she said, yeah. And I said, you have music playing with the F-bomb, all these other words blasting, and I say, hell yeah? And that, I need to get kicked out because of that? This is why the sport is never going to grow further than it is. It sucks that the rules are being written by people that have probably never done anything significant, or they just want to keep the sport as small as possible. I don't know what's going on, but it pisses me off that it's never about the sport. It's never about the lifter, even though they say it is. And people don't get into this sport for it not to grow, for them not to have fun. I think that's why the retention in this sport is so low. It's because they know it's not going to go anywhere. Anyway, I'm going to link Arian's video in the description. Comment below what you think of these rule changes, what you would change, how you would change it. I'll talk to you guys later.